Good afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel. Chris Dennis here, putting specialist and short game performance coach. So today what I want to talk about is getting your distances for your wedges. So what a lot of the times I see, start of the season's coming up, you'll go and get your yardages with your irons. Most of the time people think they hit it further than they actually do. But not many people get the wedges done, not many people know how far they hit each wedge. And that brings you on to the topic of what do you do when you're hitting your wedges. Are you trying to hit half shots? Are you trying to hit 3/4? What do you do? I know obviously a lot of people will play positions, so the positions might be parallel to the ground, 9 o'clock, 3/4, maybe full. So you've got different positions there, and what I see a lot of times is that they don't know how far each of those go, and that's what you're going to need to score better. If you can improve this and figure out what your distances are with each wedge, so whatever your wedge setup is, you could have the same positions for each wedge, and you'll start to see, you'll get a grid that clubs start to interact. Shorter with the next loft down might be the same distance, so you can really start to dial in those numbers. So when you're doing this, ideally, I mean, I'm lucky enough here today to be able to use Pro V's, so to use the ball that I would use on the golf course, so I can start to see exactly how far that is travelling. But the number we're looking at is carry. So carry is the main number I want to think. People often say, well, I hit my 3/4 swing with my 56, I hit that 75 yards. But is that 75 yards total, or is that 75 yards carry? Because those numbers can be different. It might carry 65 and run out to 75. So if there's a bunker short, it's going straight in the bunker, and you're like, well yeah, but normally it goes 75 yards, not carry. So if you're able to get to do this, check your wedge numbers, start to dial in those numbers, start to look at the carry numbers as well as the total. So if you know how far it carries, you can decide what shot you need to play. If there's trouble in the way, if there's a bunker, you might take a higher route and swing a bit further. If there's nothing in the way, you might go a shorter swing and a little bit more direct. There, as we know from videos before, you will get more spin and have a little bit more control, depending on your contact. So what I would do here is I'm going to come in now, and I'm going to hit 3 shots, as the lorry goes past in the background. I'm going to hit 3 shots with my 54 degree, and the first position that I look at is parallel to the ground. So this is the feel. So my feel is that I bring my hands back to there. As you'll probably see now in the video, it might travel further than that, but that's my feel. So feel and real might be different, but if I know that that's where I feel I get to, and it goes 60 yards, 60 yards, 60 yards, I know that's consistent. I don't want you to feel like you have to be rigid, oh I'm here now, I have to hit the shot, because that's when I start to see people get out of sync, miss-hit them, fat them, leave them just in front. So from here I'm going to get a feel now, a couple of practice swings of half, and as we go through this it's going to pick the shots up, and we're going to see after 3 what's my distance. Good, so first one out there, we'll have a quick look. Carry there, 54.5, gone a total of 60, so we will have these on the screen as normal, so you will be able to see that. So I'll bring another one in now, same, little bit of a practice, and then on to the shot. Looks a little bit longer by the eye, speed was slightly up, so there that's carried 61 yards, so 5 yards further and gone to 67. So obviously what I wouldn't do, and what some people might get used to do, is hit 10 of these shots, but if you thin one long and they don't remove it and then you catch one heavy, your average is going to be a little bit out. So I'm only going to hit 3 here, and I'm going to choose the one that I feel that was potentially the best strike, the flight that I want. Here we might see an average of closer to my first number. So again in, a little practice. Good, so that's gone similar to the second one. So there, so my one there has gone 62. 68.6 yards carry, gone 67. So my 2 second shots, whether that's because the first one was my first one, first shot of the day, was a little bit smoother. The second 2 were very consistent, so they're within half a yard of each other. That's a number that I would like for that, and that's the number I normally play, around about a 60-yard carry. So flight trajectory was nice and low. The launch angle there was good, so it's under 30 degrees. And these are more technical numbers that I will go into depth in another video of what kind of launch angles do we want, what do we want to see that optimizes spin. But for me there, what I'd be jotting down now is, out of the 3, the second 2, now thinking about it, I hit those a little bit more firmer, a little bit more controlled, whereas the first one was a little bit soft. So I would go with how I'm going to write down in my book. I would have the first one on my grid would be 61 yards carry, and then underneath I put going around about 67, 68. So I know how far it might potentially run out. Obviously I'm using a premium golf ball, so it should be pretty accurate to what it would do. I've got good spin on there for that shot, and we're going to be able to control that. So next, what I would do now is I would come back in, I'll grab 3 more before going to collect these, which is not the fun bit. Is here now I'm going to come in and I'm going to go to my next position. So my next position is now going to be 3/4, so a feel for me, hands to shoulder. For you, you might think the same, hands to shoulder. So that's my next position. So again, same kind of stance, a little bit longer now. And let's see what numbers we get with this. So pretty good contact, I'm happy with the fly. Let's have a quick look at those numbers again. Launch angle 32, so pretty good. Carried 80 yards, gone 83. Again, good spin numbers there. I'm getting a lot of control. It's gone 80, stopped at 83. So again, that's something that I can send in direct, and I know I'm going to have control. Again, good fly, consistent, looked pretty much the same. Launch angle 29, so a little bit lower. That's gone, carried 84, gone 86. So again, quick stopping, a lot of spin on that one because the launch angle was down, which I'll put on the screen now. So third one. I would say, if anything, I call that a little bit low on the face. That's why there was a little bit more spin on it, launched a little bit lower, which is something that you're potentially going to try and do, but it all depends on obviously what kind of shots you're trying to play, your handicap, so don't try and catch them thin. If you're a mid to high handicapper, that might make you worse. But as you start to see the better players, they're going to catch them low on the face to get that launching a little bit lower with higher spin. So popped up a little bit, that one. 33 degrees on launch angle. It's gone 79, 78.5, gone 82. So there, the number I'd be looking at is around about an 80 to 82 yard carry shot, which then is going to spin. All the spins there were over 8,000, so I have a lot of control on those. Again, the launch numbers, which we will go through in another video, are very consistent. So that's an idea of, if you go for a fitting, if you go to do your wedge distances, start to get a grid. I've got 2 numbers there now, so I've got my half position with my 54, which gave me around about a 61 yard carry, going around about 67, 68, and then for my 3/4 or hands to shoulder, I've got around about an 80 yard carry, going around about 85 max. So I can start to see there now when I'm on the golf course, if I've got those yardages, I might have either of those clubs, or when we do the full grid, which I would then hit my 50 next, I might have something in between, something that goes in a little bit lower. We've got a lot of options there, and this is something that you could really improve your game. Again, yes, we want to make your driver straighter, we want to make your irons better, but if you can get your short game better and know your numbers from inside 100, 120 yards, you're going to start to save a lot of shots. If you're hitting it closer, we're going to have a lot of pitch shots in the round of golf, we're going to have a lot of chip shots. So if we can get these numbers, we know certain positions make us hit X, we can then hit it closer, hopefully hold some more putts and hopefully lower your handicap, guys. So hope that's something that's interested you there. It's something a little bit different, and I know not many people will go and have the wedges done, but as a short game coach, that's what I do a lot of times. I'll get people to have a grid so they know how far they hit each wedge, what different yardages they can do, and how they then can attack more flags or potentially play safe and make sure they get out there with a bogey at worst. Guys, thanks for watching. Look out Friday, we're back with Mid Handicap Dave, and I'll see you then.